Have you ever heard of pasteurized milk? Or have you ever had to go to the doctors and seen a nice clean room where you were to get a needle? Well, a man who is responsible for our food and drink lasting longer whilst protecting us from infection and disease is a man known as the father of the germ theory, Louis Pasteur. My name is Louis Pasteur and I am from a place called Dole in France. I was born a long time ago in 1822 when many scientists were trying to figure out how and why things worked. This is a time when many discoveries were being made. In science, there are many fields to study. Now I don't mean farm or sports fields, but instead the many unique types of sciences that are available to study. I was excited by many things and had some events in my life that led me to choose 3 types of sciences to pursue. These are biology, which is the study of life in all living organisms, microbiology, which is the study of organisms too small to see with the naked eye, and chemistry, which is the study of matter, how it reacts and is made up. When I was in my 30s, I became the youngest chemistry professor at a prestigious university near where a man would make wine at his factory. One day this man said to me, "My wine is disgusting and my beer has turned sour." No one knew why this was happening until I took a microscope and saw tiny living organisms known as bacteria floating in his barrels and in the air. I told this to other scientists where they laughed and laughed as no one could see these little organisms. I explained that using a magnifying glass on a microscope could help us see things too small for the human eye. Now that I had found the problem, how could I fix it? I did some tests and one finally succeeded. I had killed the evil bacteria by heating the liquid it was in over a burning flame. Now the food and drink was safe. This is what is known as pasteurization. Now that I have fended off food from bad bacteria, maybe animals and humans could be affected too. Now, I wasn't going to heat up some chickens that fell sick with the flu, so I had to come up with something else. But what? I found that by sourcing together a large group of bad bacteria and injecting a small amount into a chicken, their good cells and bacteria formed an army responding quickly to defeat the unwanted germs. This meant that when a large amount of bacteria from a disease was to enter the body, the army would be ready and the chicken would be immune. In my time, a disease spread over my country and caused many people to die. Hospitals were full and dirty, covered in blood and everything else imaginable. I discovered that bacteria loves to grow in wounds and unclean places. First, I said, clean the hospital. The bad bacteria cannot survive if it has no place to live. Then the nurses and doctors were to wash their hands. The sheets were washed and replaced and dirty bandages were disposed of. The hospital became the safest place for a person to go away from disease. I had saved the food and drink with pasteurization. I had saved the chickens, changed the way that hospitals are today, and through my invention of vaccines, I found a way to prevent disease in animals and humans. This is why you all know me as the father of germs.